A few days ago, one of my favorite YouTubers, goes by the name Silver Picker, released a video on starting a coin collection for $20. And if you have never had any coins before, but you wanted to get started, it was a list of $20 worth of affordable coins that were easy to find and would make a good starter collection. And then at the end of the video, he challenged other coin collecting YouTubers to come up with their own list of coins that uh, you could put together a starter collection for $20. And that's what I am going to do today. And I'm certainly interested in a lot of foreign coins, and we're going to get to that, but we're going to start with American coins. And I'm also going to try and pick completely different coins than what Silver Picker started off with. So I think any coin collection should start off, if you're in the United States, with the 25-cent state quarters. And so this particular quarter is here from my home state of Tennessee. And the thing is, you can find these in pocket change. Most serious coin collectors may not really give these much of a thought because they're so commonly produced. You can find these in your pocket change. But if you're just starting out, I think you should find the state quarter from your home state. Now, people in Idaho are not going to care for the Tennessee quarter, perhaps, and the people in Tennessee aren't going to care for the Idaho quarter. But if you are in Indiana, you're probably going to like the Indianapolis 500 race car coin that they came out with. Or if you're in Alabama, you're probably going to like the Bear Bryant coin. That's just a joke. It's really Helen Keller, but most people I tell that to fall for that joke. So these are easy to find. You might need to do some coin roll hunting, but eventually these are going to come up. And then after you have come up with your state quarter, the new series that the U.S. Mint is running is the National Park Series, where they're coming up with one national park from every state. Now, as a Tennessean, normally I would put the Smoky Mountain National Park coin here, but I just happened to travel to Cumberland Gap last October, and since it's fresh on my mind, I wanted to put the Cumberland Gap quarter right here. So I'm assuming that you'll be able to give it enough time, you'll be able to find these coins for their cost at 25 cents. But if you can't, there are coin dealers that sell those coins for 50 cents each. In fact, the only coin shop in my suburb stopped selling Morgan dollars and everything like that, and is focusing exclusively on these 25-cent quarters. And so there are plenty of people who collect them. A lot of serious collectors don't really think too much of them, but I think it's a great place to start. Now, for something a little bit more obscure, many people have seen the JFK half dollar. They're not really circulated too much anymore. But in 1976, just like they did with the quarter, they made a Bicentennial half dollar. And so you don't see this one as often. And so you could probably find this in a coin store for about $1. And if you do by chance find this in pocket change, then that might give you an extra 50 cents to pick up these two from a coin dealer. So there is also a Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar that is really nice. You could probably get that for $1.50 from most coin stores. That's not part of this collection, but I think it's worthwhile. Now, if you go to any coin show, there's bound to be a dealer or two there that deal in tokens, and they tend to have 25-cent bins. And so there are a couple of tokens that I think every starter should take a look for. And one of those tokens is going to be a transportation token. Now, this right here probably got you a bus fare or on a trolley of some kind, and they all have a lot of similar qualities. They have these interesting kind of curved etches that go around the front of it here. They tend to have a large letter on them. They tend to have holes in them. So that's one way that's really easy to spot them. And any token dealer is going to have several of these to choose from, more than likely. While we're looking in the tokens, another one I think we should pick up is the sales tax receipt token. This one happens to be from Missouri, and a lot of different states tended to make similar sales tax receipt tokens. And what these were is oftentimes it could be just that it was a receipt to prove that you had paid the tax, but sometimes the sales tax might make the total cost of what you're buying not come up to an even cent. So you might purchase something that was 70 cents, and then after tax it was 74.5 cents. And so this was kind of changed for a penny to pay half of a cent of sales tax. Now that's a very antiquated system. We certainly do not do that anymore. Now all cents are rounded up to the nearest penny, but these are fairly easy to find. Next, I'm going to take a look at some paper money, and it is really, I think a $2 bill is a great first paper money for any collector for a couple of reasons. One of them is these are so common that there is no dealer premium to these. You can walk into a bank and ask for a $2 bill, and if they have it, it's going to cost you $2. And the next good news is, since nobody spends these, it's almost always going to be in perfect shape. And now someone did a study a while back and found that about 80% of the banks out there do not carry these. So you might have to call around to a few different banks to find one, but you're going to be able to get this for $2. And I love this the signing of the Declaration of Independence that appears in the back of this. That is a beautiful artwork that we see on there. The next thing I'm going to pick is a little bit strange for this kind of genre, but I think that everyone needs to get one mint set from the United States. And the place where I would start is the first year of the presidential $1 coin set. There are 4 $1 coins in here, and this is easy to find for $4.50 because they made so many of these that every collector that wanted one has one by now. And at this point, the dealers can't get rid of them. If they priced it any lower, they might as well just crack it open and take it to the bank. But you can get to a look here of the nice artwork that appears on the box. We've got nice portraits of all the presidents on the back of the box. And then when we open it up, you get to see your certificate of authenticity to prove that this really is worth $4.50. And nice information here in the back about who made the painting, what the oftentimes what the metal is made out of. Like this has manganese brass clad in it. But then when we look at the actual coins themselves, these are beautiful ultra cameo proof coins where the it has that almost mirror-like shine to them. And it's the first 4 presidents, and so I would think that anyone in 4th grade would be familiar with the names that we have on this coin. Certainly Washington and Jefferson. The back is all the same on these, so I think that is a great place to start with U.S. coins. Now we're going to switch over to foreign coins for a while, although we do have an American surprise at the very end. The first foreign coin I'm going to look at is this silver Mexican peso. And this coin is very easy to find, and it's quite a large coin, and if you go to the right dealer, you can get this coin for about $1, even though it's such a large coin. The reason you can get this for $1 is it has only 10% silver in this coin. And so that, with a coin this big, that makes it about $1's worth of silver, and they're so common that there's not really much of a premium to it. But it is easy to find this for $1. Now, I will make a word of caution that if you look on eBay and you're looking at silver coin lots, they will almost always tell you the total weight of all the coins and not the weight of the silver that is in the lot. And so if you see someone that says, hey, we've got a listing here of 5 ounces of coins, and it's far above spot price, but then you see one of these, think this is a heavy coin and it's 90% not silver, and you need to think about not paying for that coin. So, but that if you can get that for $1, it's a really good find. The next coin I'm going to bring up right now is a coin from Canada, and this is one of the world's first coins that has been colorized. I think they sprayed some ink on there, and this is a Canadian poppy quarter. This coin was made in 2008, and Canada has since done this type of thing very often. In fact, they've been making far many more specialty quarter designs than even America has. They started in the early 90s with one of every province, and then just ever since then they have with so many commemorative different coins. I would love to go coin roll hunting in Canada because they've got so many different neat quarter designs. But I believe the red poppy represents kind of a veterans or memorial support. We still have the portrait of Queen Elizabeth on this side, but this is, like I say, the first color. I think this was the very first one they came up with, and it was in high demand when it first came out because it was the first, but now you can find this for about 50 cents. So with everything that I've shown so far, we're at a total of $10, and now I'd like to think about bulk foreign coins. Now, when you look online, you can purchase foreign coins in bulk for about $7 a pound. And if you're just starting out, that might be a way to go, because for $7 you could get probably 100 coins that you don't have. There might be some duplicates in there, but that's a great place to start. Another option is go to any coin show and about a few of the coin dealers out there, and they'll have bins of foreign coins that you can just look through. They're usually priced for about 5 for $1. Sometimes they'll be 4 for $1, and other times they'll be more like 6 for $1. So for the purpose of this, since I've said you can get a pound's worth of coins for $7, I've picked out $7 worth of coins that you could find in a 5 for $1 bin. So that's going to be 35 different coins that I'm about to show you that are all foreign coins. All of these coins that I'm about to show you, I believe, are quite easy to find in foreign coin lots. Now, you might not find all of them in the first time you go to one, but everything that I'm about to show you, I have found in a foreign coin bin in just the last year, and it was a coin that I already had in the collection, which means I found it before. So I'm going to say that it's fairly easy to find. And we're going to start with, if you look long enough, you can actually still find silver coins in these 5 for $1 bins, like this British 3 pence right here. Now, that is quite a small coin. It might only have about 50 cents worth of silver in it, but you can find them. Another one that I see a lot is this 25 ore coin from Sweden. So you're not going to find them often, and these bins are usually quite picked through, but silver does exist in those bins. So one of the things that we can take a look at, there are several different things you can look for, and I know collectors who will look for several different things. So I'm going to give you several different ideas of different types of things that you can collect, just that you can find in some of these foreign coin bins. We're going to start with a coin that is made of a metal that you don't see very often. This coin is practically black or a dark gray because this coin is from Austria, and it's made of zinc. And every zinc coin I've ever seen pretty much looks black like this. I wonder what a mint zinc coin would look like, if it was black and shiny, or if it starts off as another color and then kind of just turns this way over time. But that one is from Austria. Some people look for bimetallic coins. Now, the United States hasn't really done too much with this, but here is a 10 franc coin from France, and I'll say these are really easy to find. It's got RF for Republic Française on it, and so it's got an outer ring, and in the middle they've got kind of more of a nickel type ring to it with brass on the outer ring. France even has made a trimetallic coin for circulation. Another thing you can look for is really old coins. If you look for a while, you can find coins from the 1800s. This one is 1899. It's 1 kopeck from Russia. But it's also really easy to find 1800s coins from Britain, France, Spain, and a few other larger countries. So I also love the kind of the eagle design that we have on this side. Next up, some people look for coins that have holes in them, and this is a coin from Japan. And a lot of, especially Oriental and Asian countries, are more likely to have coins with a hole in it. This one is about, it's either 5 or 10 yen. Some people collect euro coins, and you can find some of the smaller denomination euro coins in some of these lots. Now, the thing that I find interesting about them is, so if you're not familiar with the euro, a lot of the European Union countries got together and decided to make a common currency so that you could spend money in other countries and just be able to spend the change in your pocket without having to worry about exchange rates or anything like that. But each country has their own design on the heads side. And so one of the more common ones to find is Austria. And so this is a 2-cent euro coin from Austria dated 2006. And so there are collectors that try to get one from every country. And the countries like Spain and Austria and Germany are some of the easier ones to come from, but there are some smaller European countries that I've never been able to find, but you can at least get your start. Another thing that people like to collect are odd-shaped coins like this one from Jamaica, and this is a $10 coin from 1999. Next thing I'll look for is coins that have a different alphabet than what we speak. And so good example of that is this coin from Thailand. And I have no idea what any of these say, but I believe it is a 1 baht coin from Thailand. Another good example of this, of course I mentioned Russia earlier, but another good example is Israel. These coins are also pretty easy to find. Okay, the next thing I'm going to take a look at are coins with unusual edges to them. And so, let's see if we can get the camera to focus on this. This one has an unusual security edge where it has kind of, it's reeded like a lot of U.S. coins, but there is a groove that runs down the edge that has its own different reading on it. You can also find foreign coins that have words written around the edge. This particular coin is from Hong Kong, so back when Hong Kong used to be a British territory, we have Queen Elizabeth on one side, and it says 50 cents, but then we have some, I guess that would be Chinese characters on this side. Next up, something you can look for are coins with odd denominations. Now, here in the U.S., we're used to 1 cent, 5 cent, 10, 25, 50. What if you find 15 on a coin? And that's kind of hard to think in your head if you needed, okay, I've bought 80 cents, how many of these do I need? So kind of strange to see a 15 cent. And I've seen coins that have 6 digits on them, let's say 100,000 of something. And if you find some of the countries that use the old British system, they used a lot of fractions. They used a lot of 3s and 6s and 12s. And I've seen coins as strange as 1/96th. So there are certainly lots of coins that are not for people who are bad at math. Next up, we have a lot of people who like to collect old-fashioned British pennies. Now, I was just talking about their old system. They do not use this style anymore, where you had a penny and then a threepence and a sixpence and a shilling. But a lot of people do collect these old British pennies. They're quite large coins for a 1 penny coin. Nice copper. Usually you don't find them as shiny as this one, but I got lucky on this one. But it's easy to find coins of this, even dating back to Queen Victoria days, and so it's pretty easy to put together a collection of all of the British monarchs from at least Queen Elizabeth back through Victoria. There's about 5 or 6 in that collection. Some people look for coins that have interesting animals on it, and a lot of countries would like to celebrate something that is unique to their country. And here we have a swimming platypus on a 20-cent coin from Australia, and a lot of their coins highlight the interesting animals that you can find in Australia. If nothing else, you can certainly look for shiny coins, and some of the prettiest coins usually mean they are some of the newest coins that you'll find in here. This one is still almost mirror-like on it. This is a one yuan coin from China. It's got kind of an interesting flower on that side. Next thing to look for is coins that have historical figures on them. Now this is, it might be fun to walk around with a $100 coin in your pocket, but the Mexican peso uses the same peso sign as our dollar sign. So this was back before the peso was worth anything. So 100 pesos is not really worth anything, but this must have some important historical figure on this coin, and might give you an opportunity to go home and look up Mr. Carranza on Wikipedia and learn a little bit about him. Many countries put their monarch on every coins, but there are other countries that put historical figures. One other thing you can look for is any coin that has different dates on it, celebrating an anniversary of something important. For instance, this Italian 200 lira coin on the top says 1923 through 1993, and it is celebrating the 70th anniversary of aeronautics in Italy on this commemorative coin. So if you see 2 dates on it, that means it's celebrating some historic activity of some kind. One other thing that you can look for are countries of places that you've never heard of. And so a coin that's kind of easy to find is the Netherland Antilles. And until I got into coins, I had never heard of Netherland Antilles until I found out that that's actually Curacao and some other nearby places. Okay, I guess I have heard of Curacao. So those are different things that you can collect, but we've still got several more foreign coins to take a look at here. Other things I found interesting over the years, coins that are worth a good bit in exchange value. Like, it's pretty easy to find this 100 yen coin, and 100 yen is worth almost $1. Similarly, here's a France 10 franc coin. That one's worth about $1 too. You can find German marks that are worth a bit. As other interesting things, here's a coin from Belgium, and on the top of the coin here, it has their name, Belgique. Well, the people of Belgium, there are 2 different national languages, so they make 2 versions of all their coins. Half of them say Belgique, and the other half say Belgie, and that depends on which language you're speaking. Here is a Mexican 1 peso coin before they kind of redesigned all of their pesos. This is dated 1984. And I think the interesting thing about this coin is this is nearly identical in size and weight to a United States quarter, except this was worth about a penny. And what a lot of people would do was they would get a whole bunch of these and take them to United States vending machines and buy a bunch of sodas, and it just cost like 4 cents because you dumped a lot of these in vending machines. Thankfully, they're not really that easy to find anymore. One thing that you can find if you look long enough is actual Nazi money with a swastika on it, and it's kind of a remembrance of the past of countries and philosophies that have been defeated. And so, because I have this coin, it kind of reminds you that hey, we can defeat. That the military can defeat these tyrannical regimes that come up, but it's a good reminder that we shouldn't go back to those type situations. Next here we have a coin from Brazil, and what I find interesting about this coin is the modern Brazil coins model themselves after the euro, and so they have the same denomination, same shape, and the ones that are bimetallic are also bimetallic, and so they have very similar designs to them. But if you like Brazil coins, there's a whole lot of different coins out there that you can get into because they had hyperinflation for about a decade, and they changed their coins like every year and a half. Next up, there are a lot of good Spain 5 peseta coins that have different interesting designs on them. These are their commemorative coins, and every year they come up with something different. That one is called Murcia, and it looks like a Ferris wheel, or maybe it's a mill wheel, and then it looks like some kind of, I don't know, castle entrance or something on that side. But yeah, Spain has a lot of interesting coins. Here is a coin from Ireland. All of their coins these days have harps on them. But something else I find interesting about this coin is this dates back to about the 20s, and it doesn't quite have what we would recognize English on it. So I can't read that because they continue to use ancient lettering on it. Here is a modern Mexican peso, and this one's actually a 10 peso coin. I think for the first 3 years or so with their bimetallic coins, they actually had silver in the middle, but then that became kind of too expensive. But I love the cultural, and I don't know if that's Aztec or Mayan, but whatever that is, I love the design of that. Here is a fairly old Chinese coin that's fairly easy to find, and actually has the Republic of China written around the top. This is about 100 years old, and the interesting thing about this is there's about 20 different versions of this coin, all with very subtle differences to them. Here's a coin from Peru. I like what they do here, and I really love the Lima mint mark that is right here. But their coin these days is the Nuevo Sol. Greek coins are fairly interesting because a lot of their modern coins have historical figures on them. I'm not quite sure who this one is, but the value of their modern coins are, before they were on the euro, was the drachma. So if you are religious and see how they mention the drachma in the Bible, and a few decades ago they turned their currency back to the drachma before they became a part of the euro. And so I wouldn't start with these because unless you can read Greek, you're not really sure what that says, but they do have a lot of interesting characters on their coins. Next we have a coin from Taiwan, and I believe that is Shanghai Shek on their coin. Here's a coin from East Caribbean states. This is a lot of the British territories that are some of the island countries that are not that far from America. So places like Bahamas have their own coins, but this would be things like St. Martin and several different currencies. Instead of each island getting their own coin, they call all joined together. Here is a coin that I think is neat from the Philippines. I'm personally partial to the Philippines since I have a lot of colleagues that I talk with daily from the Philippines, and I'm particularly interested in their culture and their coins. Mexico, I think, has a lot of neat coins, especially since they change their design very frequently, and they have a lot of cultural heritage in their coins. And So this 20 peso coin from 1981 is might be the largest coin I have up here, so I think that's a neat design. And they only made that for a couple of years. Last one I have out of here is the a 1 shilling coin from Britain, and with this one, they switched to get rid of silver from their coins before we did. I think they did it closer to the sometime in the 40s. So, but you've probably heard of the shilling. There is the young Queen Elizabeth portrait. So I find that coin it's just kind of neat to hear other. I've always heard of shillings, but to actually hold one, and these are very common. You can find them with some of the previous, until they started making them with silver. So you can find I think it's King George the Sixth on them fairly easily. So that stack right here, that is $7 worth of foreign coins that I got out of 5 for $1 bins. So up to now, everything we have on the table right here has a value of about $17 on it. And I said I have a special coin that I'm saving for the end. Now, my favorite coin store in the Nashville area, and I've seen a lot of coin dealers do this as well, they have what they call a Cull coin stack. And so the Cull coins are ones that are well worn, or they have some kind of defect to them, like they could be bent or have a notch in them, or something that you see very often, a coin that has a hole in it. And so in Silver Picker's video, he had a barber quarter in it that was quite slick, but it's something that you can get for a pretty good price. And so every time I go to my favorite coin dealer, I look in his Cull coin collection, and I've spent $17 up to this point. I have $3 left. Well, here is a coin that I found in his collection. Now, I mentioned that it had that you might find a coin that has a hole in it. Well, you can find a really old coin that has a hole in it, and then the numismatic value just drops very much. But if you're starting out, it gives you access to a coin that you otherwise might not be able to afford, because the coin I'm going to show you is probably, if it didn't have a hole in it, it's probably worth about $30. And so this is a seated dime from, I believe this is 1856. So this is before the Civil War. And of course it has a hole in it, so it's not worth that much, but it's worth $3. And look here on the back, and so it says, United States of America around this side, mint mark O. And I believe they changed this around a couple of years after this, where they put all of the United States of America on this side. And so if he's running a coin store, he's there to make a profit, so he's not going to have this for $3. Then you're getting something really good. I found a from the same year in 1856, $50 with a hole in it for $10, and so I just wanted to show that to you. So this is a collection that I think you can put together for $20. At the end of this video, I'm going to put a couple of links to a couple of other videos I've made of interesting lots of silver coins that I have purchased off of eBay, where I was able to spend $30 or $40 and get several nice silver coins. If you like this video, thank you for watching. Please double strike the like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching. Bye.